y'all doing?
All right.
I woke up healthy, wealthy, and wise. All right, I'm going to do a piece that's a piece of my past. It's called I Knew You'd Be Mad. See, this goes back to when my ex and our kids, we was all shacking up. It was like a sitcom episode, just stacking up. It's kind of like a game going from inning to inning. At the beginning, it was psychological. But by the ending, she was psycho, and I was logical. At least that was my opinion. See, I'm an early bird. I like to get up. I learned that the early bird catches the worm. Though I will take a nap in midday for between 2 and 4 for about an hour or so. At this particular time when I was resting my head, I looked up and saw my couch standing on end at the end of my bed. Now I go back to sleep, I was unable because I saw some guy just walk away from leaving my coffee table. So I said, "Hey!" But he didn't listen. So I followed him into the living room. Then I see a whole bunch of people, and he over by my computer system, talking about, is this a good place for the DJ system? Now before I could say a word, here come my ex and her friend Tootie out the kitchen. And I'm like, what's going on here? What's up with everybody? She said, oh, I told Tootie that she can have a party. A party here? You didn't tell me that. She said, oh, I knew you'd be mad. She knew I'd be mad. Like that day when I decided to take it easy. I went shopping. I figured I'm going to make me some steak, some grits, with some eggs over easy. Now, I love grits, but when I made grits, I wasn't cooking them right because I ended up with the spits. Until I watched the movie My Cousin Vinny, and I learned that it takes 20 minutes for water to soak into a grit. And then once I learned that, my grits became the hit. Now, everything is lovely. My steak is extra medium. My grits are nice and fluffy. So now I need to get my eggs started. So I open the refrigerator to an empty egg carton. I'm like, what the heck? So I do my investigation. I go in the room, I'm like, hey, girl, what happened to the eggs I bought the other day? She said, oh, Tootie was here with her kids and my kids, and they had egg fights. I'm like, that's all bad. You knew about the plans I had. You couldn't say nothing to me about that? Oh, I'm sorry. I knew you'd be mad. Now, that same day, she had to go pay a ticket downtown. Don't ask me to watch the kids. How that sound? You know, but she can't take them in her car. That I understand. There's too many of them. So I went on and let her use my van. Now, she had been gone for a while, so I texted her to see where she at. Then I called her. I didn't get no answer. And she didn't text me back. Now, the court ain't that far. And then I look up and see her coming down the street with Tootie. In Tootie's car. I didn't understand. I pulled up. I'm like, hey, where's my van? She said, well, you know, you said you get places early. So we got there early and we went to McDonald's. So I fed the kids and we left the car in the McDonald's parking lot. We went to the court because it was right across the street. And when we came back out, I said, wait a minute. You said they told my van? She said, yeah, looking all sad. I said, you couldn't tell me that? Well, I knew you'd be mad. She knew I'd be mad. Now, later on down the line, I had a feature to do with this show. So the kids are all grown up. And I gave them all tickets and put them all in the front row. Now, they was enjoying the show. They was snapping and clapping. But about toward the end, I don't know what happened. They all got quiet. The rest of the crowd is clean loving. But these people just looking at me all mean mugging. You know, but at the end of the show, I went backstage and chilled with my poetry crew. Then one of them came up and said, man, there's some people out here to see you. Now I know who it is. It's my ex. It's Tootie. And them grown-ass kids. I'm like, hey! Glad y'all can make it. I put my hand out there, but wouldn't nobody take it to shake it. They gonna look at me, why you get up there and say all that? I said, you don't know? They said, no. I said, ask her. And I pointed to my ex, and she said, because he knew we'd be mad. Thank you.